What's up, brewski? My name is Marco Dupa. With me, as always, the great, the powerful Adam Obesius Rodriguez.
Yeah, buddy.
Tonight's brew is from Tactical Brewing Company. It is their El Campeón. And Adam will have a little bit more about that after the break. What's on tap for tonight? We got another episode of Trailer Trash.
Saving it for the actual
Yeah.
segment.
You got to save your energy. I get that.
Yeah.
And then something that we literally just saw as we're recording this. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, a new horror film coming out because this is what you all asked for, okay? You all want everything in the public domain so you can do whatever you want with it, and this is what you get when everything is in the public domain. All right? And what does that mean for other things that lose their copyright or find themselves in the public domain and people can kind of do whatever they want with it? We're going to kind of explore that and maybe more. We're going to find out. But before all that, we got to get into these brewskis. But before that, we got to get this show started. This is episode 356 of the One Beer In podcast.
Lost to be found by someone to save you when you're down. Yes, I'm bored when it's bright out. So bored when it's bright out. 4 to 5 a.m. takes me to a place where I fit in.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the music's like 30 seconds.
Right.
I think we're there.
Okay.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Holy shit.
That's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah. Huh. All right. Well, this is the story of it. No. This is the One Beer In podcast, a podcast where two brews crack open a brew and we see where that one brew takes us. As I said, Marco Dupa, Adam Obesius Rodriguez.
brewskis.
Thank you guys for listening, drinking delicious shit.
We'll see you later.
Bye. Drinking delicious beer. Hopefully your evening has started with us and we can finish it out with you guys. Listening, downloading, sharing, subscribing, all that jazz. All right. Obi, El Campeón, please tell the people a little bit about this beer.
Well, as we introed my friend, this is the El Campeón. El Campeón.
El Campeón.
From Tactical Brewing Co. and Cholo Dogs. It's an Elote Mexican lager with flaked corn, tahini, and lime. It does not have a cold read, unfortunately. Very nice. Despite its really cool design.
Campeón.
So I'm going to go to the IG as we often do from Tactical Brewing. This one actually dropped for Cinco de Mayo. It goes as follows. We will be releasing El Campeón this Thursday in collaboration with El Cholo Dogs. I gave it a little bit more spice.
Yeah.
El
Cholo Dogs.
In collaboration with Cholo Dogs, we brewed up an elote Mexican lager using flaked corn, tahini, and limes with a touch of smoked malt. Want to try Mexican street corn in lager form? This is your chance.
This is your chance.
Yeah,
right.
buddy. Yeah, buddy. It's a 4.5% ABV.
Nice, light, little spice all night. All right. Let's get into this. One more time. All right. Let's get out of this. All right.
I feel better.
Yeah. Much better. Much, much better. What do they put in this shit?
Tastes like hot dog water. That's what it tastes like to me. It's like I licked a New York street cart.
In the best way.
In the best way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff.
So, let's get right into this. Let's start it off right. Let's start it off hot. This is another edition of some good old trailer trash.
Trailer trash.
We are talking about 2 high-profile trailers that have dropped. Number 1, you already saw the teaser trailer for Thor: Love and Thunder, but we finally got ourselves a glimpse of a little bit of the plot, a little bit of the villain in the movie, which was highly anticipated
for the first time.
Christian Bale's character was going to look like, how it was going to
be God Butcher, yeah,
or the God Butcher, and then we finally got the premiere of the Mission Impossible trailer, which actually leaked a couple days before it officially premiered, which I'm sure kind of forced their hand a little bit, at least a little
absolutely.
bit. Yeah.
I get the feeling that they want to keep this one for the Top Gun IMAX crowd.
Yeah,
to get people to go in to see the movie.
Yeah,
like you needed another excuse to.
Right. Seriously.
But yeah,
seriously, if you're not excited for Top Gun, I don't even know why you're watching this podcast. You're obviously not the target audience.
Well, that or we haven't done our jobs.
That right.
You know,
true.
So I take it personally that I haven't influenced you enough to be into the latest major Tom Cruise action set piece masterpiece.
There's a lot of discourse about old TC happening right now because Maverick is coming out and because this trailer was premiered. And pretty much, you know, the prevailing thought is he's a crazy person. I would never support what he does. Or he's a crazy person, but he is the last bastion of what it means to be a Hollywood superstar.
Sure.
And I'm firmly in the latter.
Yeah.
I love Tom Cruise.
Me too. I mean, I'll take him sofa jumping and all.
That's right. Like, I mean, excuse me, but it is laughable that people who, with all due respect,
sure,
religious people and people who have these insane ideas of religion and God and all of these things can dare thumb their nose up at a guy who also believes something crazy, just not you're crazy.
Sure.
Now you can criticize his actions, all the other things that he's done.
Yeah.
But to be like he's a weird Scientology guy is like, how dare you? How dare you?
It's just because his thing is newer.
Yeah.
Well, here's the deal, man.
Here's the deal, man.
I get people's trepidations with Tom Cruise and definitely with Scientology. But, you know, I'm here a Reformed Catholic, so I don't really have much space.
Reformed in what way?
Non-practicing, I guess, is the best way to go about it.
Okay.
Reformed in that I'm now in therapy.
Not obnoxious. In therapy. Yeah.
I'm working on the guilt thing that's instilled in you from birth.
Yeah. Not in confession. Well, confession, but in another way.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
I would say more productive version of confession.
Yeah.
In which you have, you know, tools that you can use as opposed to just scripture. But potato. If that gets you off, then I'm happy for you. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's why I'm in therapy. Yeah. But what I was saying is I understand the trepidation around Tom Cruise and around his faith. There's a lot of dirty, ugly stuff that came out about him with Katie Holmes.
Kate Holmes, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of controlling issues and things of that nature.
Yeah.
I get it. I don't want to take anything away from that, but we've had some time, we've had some space, we've had a good while without any real, at least from my perspective, any real negative headlines coming from the Tom Cruise camp, other than him being very passionate on set and him, really putting his foot down as far as the COVID restrictions were going. And
we talked about it on the show.
We did.
And I am still of the notion that I agree with TC.
Okay.
Get your shit together.
Yeah, you firmly stand with TC.
Oh, you better believe it. This guy is trying to keep Hollywood on track. And you got some fucking dingleberry walking in with a coffee and his mask under his nose.
Yeah, right.
TC ain't gonna have that.
Right.
And you know what? He shouldn't.
Right.
And I'm right there behind him going, that's right. That's right, Tom.
I can't fight that logic. But yes, I understand the trepidation is my point in saying that. However, he is
Jack.
Undeniably been the anchor of the Hollywood blockbuster for 30 years now, right? Like just unequivocally, like undeniably, just been this stalwart master of consistency of this Hollywood blockbuster. He's had some hits and misses here and there. We don't want to talk about Jack Reacher.
Okay. Are you talking about... I mean...
He wasn't right for Jack Reacher.
Okay, he wasn't right for it, but I think he crushes it. In a way that, if you didn't know the source material, the only reason that I know that he wasn't right for it, quote
Every
unquote,
dad in America
had a fucking opinion on it. He's not tall enough. He's not blonde enough. He's not... Rah, 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 rah.
For the record, at least according to my dad, the new Jack Reacher TV show gets it right.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen clips of it, and according to what we're supposed to believe about Jack Reacher, he looks and acts the way.
He's charismatic. He's giant.
It's very good casting for the TV show, which I've yet to watch, but I do want to watch because Jack Reacher is cool.
Looks pretty cool.
But Tom Cruise is fucking awesome in Jack Reacher.
Yeah, okay.
Have you seen Jack Reacher?
Enough?
Yeah. What the fuck does that mean?
That means no, but I've seen clips online. Okay.
That movie's awesome.
Yeah.
The second one's...
Well, it came out in that same era as like the what's the Denzel movie where he's like the hitman or whatever, bodyguard guy. They made two of them. And now fuck. The Queen Latifah's now on the TV show.
The Equalizer.
Equalizer, yeah. It was in that same era where I was like kind of checked out of the action movie at that point because this was coming off of like Taken 3 and 4, and I'm like, I don't want to.
Yeah, they were doing this thing where they were like, let's get old Hollywood guys and have them be old guys.
I love that
spec op guys.
I love that early '90s is now old Hollywood.
I mean, is it not though?
It is.
That's 30 years ago almost. For some of these guys, it's like straight up 3 decades ago.
Yeah.
Like old Hollywood, our old Hollywood is. A lot of them are dead.
Sure.
Like it's just done. That's a bygone era.
Or just not like even able to do what they were able to do back then.
No.
Like Jackie Chan, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah. Jackie Chan. He does that. He says people do that to him.
They just go like this?
They go, they see him and they go, Jackie Chan. And he's like, why do people always do this? He's funny, man. He said, he said, people always come up to me and they go, Jackie Chan. Nobody goes up to Robert De Niro and goes, Robert De Niro. It's like, it's not wrong. He's not wrong.
They might go.
They go, De Niro, yeah? Hold on.
Audio listeners are going to have a real trouble.
Yeah, they're going to
this portion of the episode. Any Hoosier. I don't know how we got here. But
two of the worst De Niro impressions.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. If you're an audio only listener, you're lucky.
Yeah.
You're lucky right now. But yes, so that was the era that movie came out around, so I kind of missed it.
No, I get that. I'm not even going to give you shit for that because it was a weird era where for some reason, well, not for some reason, Taken was a smash success. And they were like, oh, if fucking Liam Neeson can do it, we can fucking slot anybody into this
Yeah,
role.
but then finally it got. I mean, Taken 1's great. I like Taken.
It's great. I went back and rewatched it the other day.
Yeah,
Holds up.
sure. But obviously diminishing returns. They finally got it right with John Wick, which is what they were, I think, kind of digging at the entire time.
Right.
I've heard good things about The Equalizer. I haven't seen it personally.
I've seen the first one. I haven't seen the second one.
Yeah, I've heard good things about him. I haven't watched it myself.
I mean, it's
Denzel. Right. That's all really what you need to.
You can make an argument for the greatest actor of the 21st century. It's like,
sure.
Put him on the moon, and he's gonna act his way out of it. It's like,
yeah. But anyway, yeah. So I think Tom Cruise, despite a couple of very small setbacks, I would say professionally. I mean, Oblivion didn't do very well.
You said Jack Reacher. I thought you were going to say The Mummy.
I mean, that has to be the biggest one, right? The biggest.
Yeah, it's definitely
the biggest blunder in the past 10, maybe 20 years, honestly.
Yeah. Well, if we're talking like Tom Cruise supremacy, the consistency that he's had over the past like 20, 25 years, yeah, that's for sure has to be the worst.
And my point in bringing all that up is that's in no... That is clearly solidified by his work on Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Which has been since the 90s. You know, like the I mean, have your quibbles about Mission Impossible 2. It's fine. I will agree with you. Though it is still a guilty pleasure. Mm-hmm. John Woo, call me sometime. But I think, and tell me if I'm wrong here, maybe the best action series of all time.
I would have to think long and hard something about a film series that has been as good as consistently as the Mission Impossible series.
Yeah.
Because the first things that come to my mind are like sci-fi movies, obviously, but they're not like action movies. There is action in them.
Sure.
So then the actual, like the first movie the first series rather that I really think of is the Fast series. Call it what you want. You can have your opinions. You know how we feel about it.
Right.
And 9 movies. The problem with the Fast series is that the quality goes up and down as we go along.
Sure.
There's obviously the highs and the lows. With Mission Impossible, I mean, except for 2, pick one that's like not awesome. I mean, unironically, just flat out, balls to the wall, awesome.
I would dare to say 2 is awesome as well.
I'm not going to argue with you.
It's just in a very cheesy, very clearly tongue-in-cheek way.
The only reason I say take out 2 is because of the reviews. Like the critical reception of these movies has been since 3 trending upward.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's been incredible the talent that's sort of attached itself to this franchise because it starts off with Brian De Palma.
Right.
And like you don't get much higher than that.
Right.
And then, obviously you have John Woo, famous for action. He does his thing, it's still a good time. It's still fun. It's bonkers bananas, but it's still generally a fun action movie and ridiculous in the best ways.
Yeah.
And then 3 on, you have J.J. Abrams producing, and then you have McQuarrie, who's handled this entire thing since then, basically, deftly, like incredible, along like hand in hand with Tom Cruise, putting his dick in the dirt.
Oh yeah,
of all of these stunts.
Doesn't get talked about enough, McQuarrie. I think, as a director,
of course not, because that's again what we were talking about before. Was there are a few directors here that are so embedded in a specific genre or even a franchise in this specific instance that they don't get their dues because it's kind of all they do. Mm-hmm. But what they do is so good, Yeah. So going back to trailer trash. This newest movie is going to be the first part of the last movie of this entire franchise, right? So I'm very interested to see what McQuarrie does bouncing off of this. You know,
Yeah.
if he can jump off of this and like get into something brand new and, you know, spread his wings a bit more, or if maybe, you know, goes right back into Tom Cruise land and is like, hey, what do you want to do next?
Right.
We can do something outside of Ethan Hunt, you know?
Yeah. Well, and we were talking about this at work, and there's people are speculating like, you do these movies, you knock this out, and then you transition back into movies that are a little, let's say, easier to pull off. Like a movie like Top Gun, for instance. Yeah, he's flying those jets, and the idea of him doing that is amazing.
Sure.
But when you really think about it, like the practicality of, he's not actually in those dogfights. You know, he's not actually, like, you could theoretically continue to do Top Gun movies
Yeah.
for the next like 10 years, honestly, because he could do those, he could do the stunts until he doesn't want to do the stunts anymore, and then he could be like a teacher at the academy.
Yeah.
And you can slot in whatever handsome young white man that you want to put in to take his spot, and that works, and that you can continue doing that. The Mission Impossible stuff is like, there's only so many movies he can hang off the side of a building before like 60-year-old Tom Cruise is. I know he's probably like sucking the life from children, and that's, I don't know if that's a Scientology thing or not. You know, maybe it is, maybe it isn't.
It's been highly publicized.
I haven't read the books, so
Yeah.
I'm a little behind on my Scientology.
They suck baby blood.
Suck baby blood.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know what chapter
That's
is.
all of Hollywood, though. Actually.
Right. That's true. That's true.
At the pizza place, they
Yeah.
Just take children and go.
Somebody go to Catherine Zeta-Jones's house and see how many
They know
how many babies she's just throwing into the backyard. So, but bearing in mind that he's in his mid 50s, and he looks incredible.
Yeah.
You have to give way to the human condition at some point and say, like, okay, he has
He's
to.
59.
He's 59?
Yeah.
No fucking way.
He's 59 years old.
Sorry. He's almost 60. Okay. He looks, I mean, that's nuts that he's 59 years old.
Brad Pitt is 58.
My dad is only a couple years older than Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And Tom Cruise. My dad could beat up your dad. No. I can't believe that. That's crazy.
He'd beat your dad at a foot race for sure.
Well, that's 1,000%.
Yeah. We've seen Tom Cruise run. I've never seen your dad run. That's all I'm saying.
I've never seen my dad run. That's all I'm saying. That man, I don't know if he's ever moved faster than he's ever, like, since the war, he's like, I'm never even going to jog. We're done with that.
He retired and has never been in a hurry since.
Never. That's why everybody's always like, why you walk so slow? I'm like, because this is the pace that my dad taught us to move.
Yeah. This is what was set for me.
I'll never move faster than
my
what
legs.
my dad.
My legs don't go faster. I'm sorry.
So I'm saying that I'm sure TC's probably, I call him TC, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure
It's
TC,
what friends call him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's looking to the future and going, all right, what movies can we sustainably continue to do into my 60s? And a Mission Impossible movie, I mean, this is probably the best place to end it.
Yeah, I think so. Especially, I know we've been very like, I don't know, we've been very pessimistic about the idea of having a part 1 and part 2 of, you know, things in general, basically. Yeah.
When they do this shit, it's always.
Yeah. I mean, from Harry Potter to
technically the Avengers movies.
Stranger Things.
Yeah,
like.
Which, by the way, did you see those runtimes?
Yeah.
We got to talk about that.
It's a lot. But yeah, no, I feel like they're giving. I mean, at least from the trailer, and again, we're bringing it back to the trailer.
Yeah.
At some point.
Do you want to host this show? You're doing it better than me.
Just trying here. You go far, I bring it back in. I reel it back in.
Reel it back in.
But yeah, no, I feel like from what the trailers let us know, it's that it is definitely an homage to the past, right? And I feel like the past couple of these movies, and in a weird way, the Bond movies too kind of reflect this as well, which is this is a reflection, but not an homage to the past, but not a direct remake. We're treading old ground to kind of add a sense of a bookend to this entire thing.
Yeah,
you know, and you know, I feel like they're doing it right by giving these nods, but also not letting those references drag down the storyline from what we can tell.
Yeah.
At least from this trailer. And just based on the precedent set by the past couple of movies, it seems like they are willing to do new things and new stunts, you know, take the story in new places, but still have this key anchor to the past.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, I liked seeing direct references to the very first Mission Impossible movie in this trailer.
Very cool.
That got me very excited.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested to see how they handle this, because, you know, I watched the last Daniel Craig James Bond movie, and, you know,
yeah, I was gonna ask if you watched that. I haven't seen it.
I did, and I mean, there's definitely finality to it, and in really surprising ways, and I kind of respect it for that. I don't know if I liked it as much as I wanted to, but I respect what they decided to do with the franchise.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how they handle, and by they I mean a completely different cast and crew.
Right, right.
But how this other semi-espionage action movie franchise handles their end of all this, you know.
Speaking of Bond, I guess you could say Bond. You could throw that in there. You could even just put Daniel Craig's Bond in there, and I think that you've got a pretty good case as
Sure. Yeah,
one
yeah,
of the
yeah.
best action series.
I think so. I mean, I still think Mission Impossible beats it,
Yeah,
but, you know.
I think because of the sheer amount of movies that have been so good. I mean, you can't do 8 movies and have them all be that good, and they have so far.
Yeah.
Well, 7. This would be the 8th, right?
Yeah.
Like Ghost Protocol's at 7.
I think so, yeah.
Uh,
This one, Dead Reckoning, is the 7th. So
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's what it says here.
Oh.
On the Google About
If
section.
That's what it says. Then
Yeah.
That's what it's. So yeah, 6 movies so far that have been just incredible.
Yeah.
Compared to what Daniel Craig's Bond is, 5 movies or 6 movies? Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, Skyfall. What's this? No Time to Die.
No Time to Die. Yeah.
Spectre.
It's 5.
That's 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. To mention nothing about just the incredible action sequences in this trailer. We don't even get the full picture of it, and just the set pieces. TC running obviously is a stalwart of all of his movies.
Of course.
Yeah. I'm surprised we didn't get a scene of him, running across like a quarry and A Few Good Men. It seems to, I don't know at what year we started going like, we need a scene of you running full tilt. But he's been happy to oblige.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Great form.
And you have to know that in this one he's like, well, we need a scene of me.
And I know they're so like plugged into the audience and what they care about, because they included like an extended scene of him running. It's like you know what we want.
You know
what we want.
You know.
And I love when it's so clear, even from the advertising, that they get it. They get it.
Yeah.
And they're gonna provide. That's like
Provide.
it's a warm blanket and like a hot cup of milk.
Yeah.
To put you to bed, to rest easy, so you don't lose any sleep.
Right.
Before you get to see this movie, like it just makes me in this place of complete serenity. All that being said, not trash.
Not trash. I don't know if that was clear enough, but not trash.
Yeah, I mean, them bringing back what's his name, this agent, the
That old guy.
Yeah. The Henry Czerny.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Czerny.
Yeah.
I forget the agent's name because they're not giving me the full name here, obviously.
Of course not.
But the fact that we have a scene.
Carrie Hughes is in it?
Yeah, he's in the trailer too.
He is?
He is, yeah. We don't have like a long scene with him, but you see him in it.
Huh. I always liked him.
Of course. And Ving Rhames.
I mean, of course.
Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a good time.
I kind of wish that they hadn't brought the wife back. Something Monahan or something.
Michelle,
Michelle
right?
Monaghan.
But she's not. I didn't see her in the trailer. Was she in the trailer?
I thought I saw her.
I don't think
I
she
crazy?
is. No, she's not.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, no. It was Haley Atwell. That's who I saw.
Ah, yeah.
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 Okay, good. So I saw Haley Atwell later in the trailer, but there was another woman who I guess was Haley Atwell also,
Yeah.
but I thought was the wife. Michelle Monaghan, I think, is her name.
They firmly put that character to bed.
I hope they
and
have.
I'm
I hope
fine.
she doesn't even fucking cameo in it because I'm done with it.
I'm really happy with how they ended that storyline.
Yeah.
Like they closed the door.
Yeah.
And it's great because I see like that. I'm trying to be diplomatic about this. I see children and wife characters.
Okay.
In these like action set piece movies, unless they are used in an interesting way to just drag down the movie itself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's I mean, honestly, it's how I feel about the Mummy too, with the kid.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
like
you don't
it.
like the son, yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I think it would have been way more fun if it was, again, the same dynamic of those the characters from part one on another adventure.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if midway through Indiana Jones, like, he has a wife and kids.
Yeah.
And suddenly we have to care about the wife and kids. And we can't worry too much about his amazing exploits. And we have this annoying yappy kid who we don't care about. And we're now getting, like, frustrated with.
Okay.
And there's no chance for us to like him or her.
Yeah.
Because we're now upset, whether we realize it or not, because they're dragging down our heroes' adventures.
Oh, okay. This sounds like a personal thing. You're speaking for a lot of people. I think you think you're speaking for a lot of people. But.
I feel like I am. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like more times than not, whenever we have like a swashbuckling, fun character who suddenly settles down,
Yeah.
and has a wife or husband and kids, it just it changes the dynamic in a way that I feel like some writers and directors don't fully grasp.
Yeah. I think the wife and kids thing is a way to transition that character out of the swashbuckling adventure. And when you do it too early in the series,
That's
you
what
go
we want.
Right, exactly. So if for the Mummy, for instance, the second movie, you're like, oh, not only do they have a kid, he's like 11. So they've had this kid for a while.
Right.
And
immediately, like they conceived him in the first movie.
Right. And they settled down like that.
Right.
Which I guess is what you would do in the 30s.
Sure. Yeah. I so often forget that movie's like set in the 30s or 40s or whatever.
Yeah.
I just feel like it happened in the 90s, you know? Like, it's fine.
So, for that movie in particular, I get that because it's like, now the whole thing it just hinges on this stupid kid. And if you don't like him, if you don't like the kid, immediately it's like, but the whole subplot is this fucking kid. And they're just going to keep cutting back to him, and we got to keep dealing with his snarky comments, and you're like, fuck this kid.
Look, it's unfair. It's unfair to that character, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because, again, subconsciously, I would... Okay, let me not speak for everyone else, but me, for myself...
No, you've already spoken for the people.
I have. I'm trying to walk it back now.
Oh, it's over now.
I feel like
It's no walking it back.
you just inherently feel a disdain for that character because
Disdain? He's
Yeah.
a child. What are you talking about?
but look, let's use the Indiana Jones Indiana Jones as an example. If Indiana Jones had a kid, which, Short Round was kind of that, right? Like a little bit of a thing.
Yeah, but if Short Round died, you'd be like, it's terrible. But like the next movie, Indy wouldn't be like mourning the death of this kid that he met one day. You know what I mean?
I guess. But look, there's less of a commitment with Short Round, which is I guess what you're getting at.
Yeah, I guess. And like a
not so many words.
Yeah.
But if he settled down and had a family all of a sudden,
Yeah.
and that family was now dragged into his adventures, and he wasn't the same character anymore. He wasn't this swashbuckling guy. Maybe he still had that within him, but it was now a struggle between, do I choose the family or plundering this tomb?
Yeah.
We want him to plunder the tomb.
Plunder that tomb.
So inevitably, we're left in this situation where we're like, Indy, leave the kid, leave the family, plunder the tomb.
You resent the family and
you resent it.
Yeah.
You absolutely resent it. And I found myself doing that whenever they introduced that dynamic.
Yeah.
And my entire point of bringing this up is that I feel like Mission Impossible did this in the best way possible, which is like, we're not forgetting the fact that he had a family. He started a family. He was deeply in love with his wife. He made a sacrifice for the greater good, and again, they kind of examine this a little bit, or maybe was it for himself because he simply couldn't handle the home life. He had this adrenaline need. He's a junkie,
Yeah.
He had this thing. We left it. We didn't explain what happened. We came back, had a moment, talked about it, let it go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've come to a conclusion. There is now satisfaction. There's closure. Let's move past it. And now he can do his thing again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that has me so excited.
Yeah.
So excited.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't speak too soon. What if she cameos in it and at the end we're like, oh, maybe he's still in love?
They're not going to do that, and I'll tell you why. He has a new love interest. And so now he's fully able to explore that love interest.
Yeah,
now.
I guess that's true. Is Haley Atwell the love interest?
No.
It's the girl who's already on the team, right?
Ferguson. Yeah. The one that was in Dune. The mom in Dune.
Yeah.
Yes.
It should be Haley Atwell. But I guess maybe she's like, 30 years younger than him?
Probably. He's about to be 60, so...
You forget that.
Yeah.
He's so youthful.
Yeah, he is. Spry.
Spry
old man.
He is a spring chicken. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you're right. Because I'm done with that aspect of his story, too.
Yeah.
So. I don't know what else we could say about the Mission Impossible trailer.
I need a nap after that. And a cigarette.
Yeah.
God.
Well, we still got another trailer to go. The new Thor Love and Thunder extended trailer, or I guess official trailer, not teaser.
Trailer, not teaser.
Finally dropped, and we get some cool plot points. We get some cute story stuff. We get some jokes. And we get Christian Bale as Gore, the God Butcher.
It's a cool name.
Doing kind of a Bruce Wayne voice. I don't know. Did you feel that way, or am I wrong? I feel like once he does his American accent, like he kind of, I don't know.
I didn't immediately jump to that, but I can see where you got that from.
Maybe he just when he does his American accent, it just sounds so similar to
Batman.
Well, I guess not to Batman, but like he has a distinct English or American accent that, because he's Welsh, right?
Yeah.
I mean, has he ever been able to just use his accent ever?
Maybe early on in his career. I forget if he used it in That Spielberg movie he did
What's Spielberg
when he
movie?
was like a teenager.
Oh yeah. I don't think so.
No,
I think he's been doing
was
that
he doing
American accent
back
for
then?
years. I think he's just been nailing that accent
Maybe, yeah.
and all those teeth.
All them teeth.
He's a guy. His mouth. He's got too many teeth. He's got that too many teeth mouth. You know, it looks like he's wearing a mouthpiece. His teeth are like, they're like one block. He's got anime teeth.
Does he?
Yeah, there's no divide in his teeth. They're all just.
Yeah.
It's just a row of teeth.
I think he has the right amount of teeth. They're just, you know.
He's got too many, dog.
They're just very present. It's very present teeth.
He's got the right amount. No, I think he's got too many.
Empire of the Sun is what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
The movie back in '87 when he was a little kid.
Yeah, I think he's been rocking that American accent for.
Well, he played English back then.
So that's still not his.
Not Welsh.
Like, yeah, that's not
But
his.
maybe, I mean, I don't know. Maybe as a kid, they just were like, Americans won't know the difference between English and Welsh accent. So, you know,
Right.
go ahead.
Well, doesn't he do it in He does it in The Prestige, right? He's English and Hugh Jackman is American in The Prestige.
Yes.
Right? So I think he does his natural accent in that.
But no, I think he's doing like an English accent in that.
Yeah, he's doing like Cockney.
Yeah. Which is not Welsh.
No.
Yeah. Welsh
No.
people have a very distinctive way of speaking.
Well, anyway, Gore the God Butcher's not Welsh either, so I don't even know
he's
why
not.
I'm driving this point. I'm driving it off a cliff. It's not going anywhere. Anyway, we do finally get to see his portrayal, and he looks, well, in my opinion, I think he looks fucking cool as shit.
Me too.
I'm excited because I love me some Christian Bale, baby.
Mm.
That man,
Oh, he's great.
he's the shit.
Yeah.
He is the shit.
Yeah.
Love Christian Bale.
Now, I have seen some people that are fans of the, you know, original comics run that feature Gore the God Butcher. I think it's actually the series of Thor, God of Thunder.
It's a very recent run, I found out.
They're pulling a lot of this from, apparently.
It's only 2012, this run.
Yeah. So
Gore the God Butcher's not like a villain from the 60s. You know?
Right.
He's like new.
pretty recent, yeah.
Yeah.
So I've seen some people complaining that Christian Bale's look isn't right because he looks just like a human
Yeah.
with paint.
Yeah, Gore's like a monster, right? He's like
Well, he's an
this,
alien. This is what I'm showing Marco right now, but he has like no nose. It's just kind of like a reptilian kind of look to him.
Oh,
Looks kind of like a Star Wars character, you know?
yeah. I think that they made the right choice because not only does he look like a Star Wars character, you go no nose and you're like, oh, is he just Voldemort?
Right.
You
Which
know?
people are already saying.
Yeah.
People are already making that connection of like, is this Voldemort? So I mean, look right here. There's a picture literally on Google.
Yeah.
That's just a side by side of the two characters. But yeah, I mean, I agree. As someone who doesn't have any connection to those comics, I understand if you do. It doesn't matter to me, and I think that having a more human looking villain humanizes the villain. You know,
Yeah.
it makes it a bit more serious.
Yeah.
A bit more relatable in a way.
Yeah.
Where you're able to dig into that character and find some more true villainy as opposed to just being the CG monster that's like, okay, well, the good guys have to beat that guy, and
Yeah.
that's pretty much it.
Well, and also it's practical too, you know, like if they were going to do the like a closer to comic book design, which by the way, they've been getting really close to the comic book with the rest of their characters as far as their designs are concerned, as far as their costumes are concerned, they're getting like really close
Sure.
to the comic, which has been making a lot of people happy. Anytime they do like here's the ultimate version of this character, and it's
Yep.
like it's just a reimagining of their actual like comic accurate suit.
Yeah.
So that's always been cool, and that's no different than this Thor movie where Jane and Thor look pretty comic accurate, which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean they even play off of the original like corny looking OG Thor outfit of him as a kid or as a teen at least.
Yeah,
wearing like the 70s run Thor classic costume,
which is very cool.
Yeah,
and to say I say that to say like with Gore, I don't. It's a choice that they made. They obviously could have pulled that off.
Sure,
but
yeah.
I mean, anything that can be more practical, any look that can be more practical. I'm just going to be on board with that. And I think that they made. So far we'll see the trailer. I think he looks awesome, and we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see if it works out. Would he have been more menacing, looking like the comic version? I mean, it's a cool design. It is a cool character design. He looks like a salamander.
Well, he looks kind of like the henchman for Thanos.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they were like, we can't. It's too close. He would be confusing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know maybe what the inner workings.
Maybe they're supposed to be from the same race or something. I don't know, but they look very similar.
Yeah, they do,
design wise.
Yeah. Well, that looks dope as shit. We get some plot stuff. We're like, okay, now we kind of know. We kind of knew the whole I'm done with being a hero thing, but that was only going to drive so much of the movie to where it was going to go. Now we got Gore telling us why. And I looked up Gore, and I guess he watched his wife and kid again with the whole fucking kid thing, the family thing. Now Gore. Now that his wife and child got slaughtered in front of him,
he can do cool stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't have to deal with
He's
this
so
fucking
free to do cool stuff.
All they did was bog him down, and now he can like paint his body white and go like murder people.
It makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if like maybe a god killed his wife and kid,
or didn't prevent them from being killed. Maybe
only caring about themselves. His whole thing about that.
Yeah.
So that's fun. You got Russell Crowe showing up as Zeus, and people are upset about that, which is hilarious to me
because he's chunky.
People just, what do you want?
Yeah.
What do you guys want? God, you're so whiny. You little babies. It's always something with these fucking fans.
I agree.
Quote unquote. Fans. It's always fucking something.
Got a lot to say.
Just wake up and just want to complain all the time. Don't we have enough going on? Can't we just enjoy this stuff? Why every day I gotta go on Twitter and see people just bitching and moaning,
and bitching.
Ugh. God.
All right, let's keep the positivity up. Come on, let's try to be the light shining in the darkness.
Yeah. You're right.
Thank you.
This trailer looks awesome.
It does.
Looks hilarious. It looks like I'm going to sit in the theater and have the time of my life for however long this movie is. Because I heard it's like not as long as the other movies, but I don't give a shit about that. So.
Well, it's good you say that, because the thing I thought of immediately was this looks like a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen a lot of people nitpicking. I've seen a lot of people, as I just said, talking about the design of Gore and, complaining about Zeus. And on top of that, saying the CG looks like crap, which, it's a trailer, first of all. The effects aren't complete yet. You got to know this by this point, if you're savvy at all.
Savvy.
I think it looks fine. I don't know. It looks like a good time. I just want to have fun. I want to go into a theater and have a good time.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
When people say that the CG looks like shit, honestly, how much of that do you notice on first run, and how much of it is brought to your attention after someone says this looks like shit?
It's mostly brought to my attention after somebody says something about it. And it's because there is, I think most of our generation who grew up with, Jurassic Park and, sort of the T2, the CG evolution and revolution, and seeing it to get to the place where it is now, at least for me, what happens is I will notice something not look right, but I will accept it as that's what it is. And the intent is that I believe this is happening.
Right.
So I get it. That's enough. I get it. Okay, let's move on. Now, it can take me out of it, obviously. You know, I've spoken ad nauseum, at least to you, about how I feel about the, you know, plastic faces in Star Wars and
I
such.
am nauseous.
Yeah. So, you know, those things, when they're supposed to be impactful and they don't land very well for me, that's when I'm like, I got to complain about this.
Yeah.
Because you're putting it up to say this should be a wow moment, you know? This should be something that you're looking at and going, holy crap, this character is alive again.
Yeah.
You know? I'm seeing them act again. And this is like I'm jumping back into the 70s. What's happening? That's what they wanted, and they didn't get it. And so that's when I have to put my hand up and go, excuse me. Excuse me.
Excuse me.
No. But if it's just, you know, if that's just the general, like, scenery, the background, stuff that isn't on that same level, I feel like I can vibe with it a little bit more than I can if it's something that's, like, really supposed to be this wow moment.
Yeah.
You know?
I just never, ever notice.
I mean, stuff with like Corridor Crews made me so particular about looking for that stuff. And even before that, obviously, you know, I have an eye for this kind of stuff, but knowing more of the process behind it, it's only made me more like perceptive of looking for those little things that I'm like, oh, that's clearly on a green screen.
I mean, it has to be pretty egregious for me.
Yeah.
But it's funny you bring up Corridor Crew though, because they are. I mean, for better or for worse, they're definitely the reason I notice anything like that now. The eyes, water, fire, smoke, natural things like that, where you're like, you look at it and you go, okay, I see what they're saying, and that does look like shit.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But especially on the first viewing, like the trailer, for instance, I only watch trailers once. So I'm not going to go back and rewatch it a bunch of times like other people will.
Right.
And they'll notice those things after they've rewatched. On the fourth or fifth time you've rewatched a trailer, you go, you know what? That actually doesn't look as great as I thought the first time. Because I was so thrilled by seeing it the first time that I didn't notice it. For me, that first time, that's it. Like, I'm going to watch the end product after I've watched the first thing to get me excited about the thing. So I'm not going to go back and reanalyze it. Right. Now, the finished product, if I'm sitting in the theater and I'm looking at the smoke and I'm going, that looks like shit. You know you have a problem when my dumb ass is looking at something and going, that looks like shit. Yeah, you probably fucked that up royally. You know?
I will say, speaking of the 007 movies, there were a few CG animals that took me completely out of those movies.
Yeah.
The CG, I think it was a scorpion in one of them. I'm like, that looks like shit. Yeah. This doesn't look real. I'm supposed to like buy into this world, and you're immediately taking me out of it. And the other one was the Komodo dragons, I think. In one of them, that like some guy gets eaten by Komodo dragons or something. Yeah,
that's right.
I'm like, this looks like bullshit. This looks awful compared to how good the cinematography is, how good everything else looks. All the practical elements. Yeah,
it's
like
you can't have the car chase scenes that they have in those movies and then turn around and like fuck up the CG of an animal. It's like, just don't even have the animal in the movie.
Exactly. Just or you know, cut around it the right way.
Yeah.
You know, use the right angles and use a real animal.
Yeah. Yeah, use a real animal.
Yes. I mean that's the main thing is like I find, especially in like TV shows and stuff that aren't even like effects driven, they'll so often have like a scene of birds flying away or something. And it's like, those are clearly CG-ass birds. Yeah. And now I'm taken out of this period piece drama because you decided, or the director decided, I need seagulls flying away at this angle in this sunset right now.
Yeah.
as opposed to just like, let's see what we can get naturally.
Right.
Let's get some birds flying away on their own.
How much more? It has to be either an incredible amount of time, work, or money to go out there and just film some B-roll of birds flying away.
I think
for them to.
I always assume it's perfectionism. And I always assume it's like this director has a very keen vision of what he or she expected to see in their lens. And if they can't get specifically, 3 birds at this time of day in this setting flying east, it's not going to be right.
You know what else it is? It is an embarrassment of riches, because years ago a director wouldn't have that option.
Sure.
To just be like, do it in post. This
Right.
is exactly what I want, and I don't care how much it costs.
Yeah.
Years ago, you would have to film that B-roll. You would have to do it, or you just didn't get that shot.
Sure.
And they just have, these directors have too much.
Yeah.
They're just allowed too much.
I agree.
You shouldn't be able to just decide like, I don't like the way that looks. Yeah. Anyway. So.
Not trash.
Not.
Oh God.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what's in this.
Hot dogs. It's hot dogs.
It's literal hot dog water.
Yeah.
All right. We're almost at an hour, and we only talked about the trailers. So,
Yeah.
do we even need to address this Winnie the Pooh thing?
I don't.
It's another 30 minutes of talking about the public domain. Honestly.
Yeah, I don't know if it deserves it yet, because it is not like a product yet.
Well, okay. How about this? Let's wait, and then we'll do a trailer trash of Blood and Honey.
Okay.
And then we'll come back to this, and then we'll see just who, because we don't even right now. Do you know who's written it, directed it,
No,
who's in it?
no,
We don't know
not at all,
anything
not at
about
all.
it.
It's a slasher movie, apparently. Somebody picked up the public domain of Winnie the Pooh, which is readily available. So you can do what you will with Winnie the Pooh and the characters there within.
It's so fucked up.
So yeah, no, there's going to be apparently a slasher flick. Looks like a low budge slasher movie.
Maybe we even watch it.
Maybe, yeah. we'll see if it's good, bad, or bad good.
Bad, good, yeah.
And take it from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this was a full-on just trailer trash episode. We got to do.
Jay Leno? Is that what's happening? Yeah. Okay.
Fuck you, Jay Leno.
Team Coco, baby.
Have you seen the Letterman's new season of my Next Guest?
Not yet.
It's great. I haven't finished it yet. I watched the Julia Louis-Dreyfus and the Kevin Durant episodes. Fantastic. I mean, Letterman's a master, so
Of course.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
I still have Billie Eilish, Cardi B, and Will Smith, which unfortunately was filmed before the slap. So
we have to have a post-slap interview.
we need a post-slap follow-up.
And when he gets back from India.
Yeah. Is he still out there?
Maybe.
Who knows what he's
Could
doing
be.
anymore?
I think they need like a public announcement if he's roaming the streets.
Yeah. Comedians beware. Will Smith is back in the States. Guard your women. You bald-headed women.
Your bald-headed women. Yeah.
All right. We have to review these beers, but I mean we cannot review these beers until we do our cheers of the week. So Obi, who's your cheers going to this week?
My cheers goes to the hobby of car modification.
Oh, okay.
Because I've been a car guy for a very long time, but I'll be the first to tell you I haven't done a lot of work myself. Okay.
We didn't cheers.
Oh,
What, are you out of beer?
almost.
We can just crack these new ones. Let's just finish this.
Okay. Wiener. But yeah, so I've been a quote unquote car guy for a little while now, and I haven't really had a chance to modify my own car at any point.
Right.
At least thus far. I've only been doing that in video games, and been watching from afar, and I used to get like Super Street and stuff. So for the very first time, I finally did the bare minimum of modification on my car.
Right.
So I was able to put in my own headlights, which doesn't sound like much, but I got a little thrill from it.
Yeah.
And I said, maybe this is the start of me finally getting hands-on with my cars.
Right.
I would do some stuff with my dad, and he was the main car guy that I would go to get my oil changed and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I would watch him, and I would help, but this is, I'm finally becoming a man is what I'm saying.
Yeah, at 33.
At 33, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think this is the start of something fruitful.
Well, cheers to that.
Hear, hear.
Here, here. Well, I guess we got to pick them right back up because my cheers of the week is going to the Lonely Island, Disney Plus, whoever was involved in making this Chip and Dale movie.
Okay. Hear, hear.
Here, here. Because that fucking movie was hilarious.
What's it called?
Chip and Dale. Go fuck yourself. I don't remember. Chip and Dale. I think it's just called Chip and Dale.
Is it?
I don't know. Probably.
Chip and Dale
It's not Rescue Rangers.
movie.
It is.
It is Rescue Rangers. Yeah, I guess they just went with Rescue Rangers.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those like non-reboot reboots, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, well, they're very aware of themselves. They're very aware of their legacy, and whoever wrote this is. They talk a lot about reboots,
Sure.
remakes, sequels. There's at least a million references in the movie, different properties that I didn't even think Disney owned. They probably don't. They probably just like,
No.
yo, this shit is gonna be funny. Let us hold that for a minute.
Yeah, I've seen a few that have specifically not been Disney properties that people are like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
How did you get that?"
Dude, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. It's one of those, like, they do all the irreverent, you've seen the movie before, but the jokes land.
Mm-hmm.
So it just works. It
Yeah.
just works. It's a good movie.
Okay,
It's just a good movie.
it's good.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good.
It's good. It's good. So, cheers to because I know Akiva Schaffer. Who is the director of this?
Uh-oh.
What is this? What is it? Yeah, Akiva Schaffer. He's one of the members of Lonely Island, and Sandberg, obviously.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's why I brought up Lonely Island, because, like, it's obviously a Lonely Island-esque thing.
Sure. Yeah.
And the comedy is...
It's got the DNA of Lonely Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
yeah. All right. I think we got it. But we got to review these brewskis, right?
We do.
Well, then let's go right ahead and review these brewskis. Tonight's beer is the El Campeón from Tactical Brewing Company, a collaboration with Cholo Dogs, a local hot dog pop-up Orlando stand-up. Obi, what'd you think of the Elote Mexican lager?
I will give it to them. They went for something, and I respect it.
You gotta respect it.
That being said, I don't get many of the nuances of an elote corn, and that's unfortunate because all I'm getting is hot dog water.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, it's drinkable. It's very drinkable. It's smooth. It's flavorful.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But I can't shake the feeling like I'm drinking cold hot dog water. And that's just not what I want to be doing.
Water. Do you understand that, like, in 2022, you're basically calling it dog shit. Hot dog water maybe you don't get that, but like right now in 2022, calling something hot dog water is like saying this is the worst thing.
Well,
ever.
I'm not saying it's dog water. I'm saying it's hot dog water.
Hot dog water, dog water.
All right.
Both things not very appetizing.
I mean, and that's kind of how I feel, guys. I'm sorry.
Hey, man, be honest. I'm not saying that to deter you from your opinion.
Yeah.
If you feel that way, you feel that way. So,
I do appreciate a little bit of the smokiness. That is one note specifically that they called out in there that I do get.
Yeah.
Other than that, like, I don't know, man. For me, it's a 3.
3?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a 3.
It's a 3.
I mean, I don't hate it. It's just not very. It's not very appealing to me.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it's a 3.
It's a 3.
I mean, maybe it pairs well with a dog. I don't know.
Maybe we got to go and get some dogs. Maybe it's better on draft.
Could be.
I'll say this. I think it's a little bit better than that. I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Okay.
Because...
diplomatic.
I mean, 3.5 still there. I think that it's certainly making me gassier than the beers that we've had in the past couple of episodes.
As gassy as like a hot dog would, right?
it is hot dog water.
Yeah.
Hot dog water.
Cold hot dog water.
It is super drinkable.
Yeah.
Easy to put down. I could just run through these things. The problem with that is that this is advertised as an elote Mexican lager, right? Flaked corn, tahini, lime. I honestly don't really get any of that.
No.
I get like whispers of the notes that they want you to get. As surprising as this is, would have loved for them to just go balls to the wall with it and have really, really, really go for it. And see. That was part of the reason I went to Tactical the other day, and I didn't want to drink this while I was there, because I was like, I don't want a corn lager with tahini and lime.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Yeah.
But I was excited about doing it on the show for this very reason, and honestly, color me a little disappointed that they didn't just fucking go for it.
Yeah.
So, I think that this was a missed opportunity a little bit. That I think they could have. We'll never be able to show face there again. We have to wear these masks.
We do. No, that's why we're wearing the masks.
Oh, right, so we can go. Right, so we can go in there.
Yes.
They'll never know. They'll be none the wiser as long as they skip to just this part.
Yeah.
So, there you go. 3 for you, 3.5 for me. You think we got it?
I know we got it.
Well, then let's get the fuck out of here. This has been the One Beer In podcast. For myself, Marco Dupa. For Adam Obesius.
Bro Chacho. It's not Obesius. I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah. What? That's your wrestling name, Bro Chacho?
Bro Cheesius.
How do you say the storm in Spanish?
El Storm.
Listen, you said that, I didn't, so it's not it's not offensive. He said so I'm El Stormo, and Brochacho.
Okay, you're Huracan.
Huracan. That sounds Japanese, honestly.
It's fine. It could be.
Thank you guys for listening. Drink delicious beer and have a beautiful evening.
We love you.
El Campeón.